This report includes graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised.
As we reach Kiwanja, Laurent Nkunda's rebel forces had just retaken the town. 30,000 people trudging home again after a wet night in the open. They'd been forced out yesterday as Nkunda's Tutsi soldiers searched for Rwandan Hutu and Mai tribal fighters who'd attacked on Tuesday. Now Nkunda's men were back in charge here, but the town is traumatized, its people weary, frightened, dazed. They're sick of war, and the Tutsi rebels are on the defensive. Do you think I'm happy seeing my comrades killed in the streets? This soldier asks. Kiwanja's changed hands 3 times in 10 days, despite the presence of a UN base here. For the past 2 days, a fierce battle has been raging. Red Cross body collectors had already picked up 40 corpses scattered around the town. The Mai and Rwandan Hutus are gone, for now. The nearby village of Nyongera is still pretty much deserted. One local man said, "Follow me." This man's name's Bahati. He opens the door of his sister's house. His brother-in-law, Hangi, lies dead inside. Summarily executed, Bahati says, by Nkunda's forces yesterday afternoon. Hangi's is not the only body here. In the space of 20 minutes, we found 14 civilians shot inside their homes. They'd chosen to stay when Nkunda's CNDP rebels ordered all civilians out, and everyone who stayed was killed. Not quite everyone, though. 63-year-old Nakanazi survived the killing spree by hiding in the church. She's wandering around the village in shock. The CNDP came here, she said, and killed and looted. I was saved by God. But now we have nothing left. This morning they caught me, Nakanazi told me. They grabbed me, and they beat me, and they said I had money in my pockets. Nkunda's CNDP soldiers were still on the hill above us, watching. Just beneath the village, the place was wrecked. Shoes, toothbrushes, odd household bits and pieces. It looked like a rubbish tip. Until about a week ago, this whole area here was, believe it or not, covered in little houses. They weren't exactly people's homes because those who lived here, 7,000 odd, were displaced people, and another 17,000 or so lived nearby in another camp. Now, when Nkunda's Tutsi forces came into Kiwanja town here, all these people were driven out and the place leveled. And the reason for that is because they spoke the Ki-Rwanda language. And they were suspected of not only being Rwandan Hutus, but harboring the militants with whom the Tutsi forces are now at war. This massive population movement here happened right under the noses of the United Nations, which is based about a mile up the road there. It's hard to piece together just what happened in a place through which 3 rival armies have passed in less than 2 weeks. But all the witnesses we spoke to blamed the killing of civilians and the mass exodus from refugee camps on Laurent Nkunda's rebel forces. They now stand victorious. News tonight that they've made fresh advances, extending their control in eastern Congo, breaking their own ceasefire. Laurent Nkunda says he's fighting for the people, a cause for which he says his fighters are willing to shed their blood. But if you believe the people of Kiwanja, it's the people's blood that's being spilled. Jonathan Miller, Channel 4 News, Kiwanja.